Diego Soccer's Lars Zoltan Toth.
They call him the Gypsy. He's one of the best in the MISL. He's 8-1 for the season, a 3.77 goals against average. Doesn't qualify with enough minutes to be among the league leaders, but if he did, he'd be right up in the top spot.
Look at Ron Newman. He will be assisting Roy Turner this year at the All-Star game, the 24th of this month in Cleveland. Steve, a very quick note. Tough luck for the Wichita Wings at the Sports Arena. They are 0-4 here, and we look at all games between these two ball clubs. The Wings come up empty, 0-7.
The Wings, of course, lost to the Sockers in the semifinals 2 years ago. San Diego has won 3 consecutive indoor national championships, once in the MISL, twice in the NASL. Definitely one of the most respected clubs in all of indoor soccer, and Wichita will have their work cut out for them tonight. Again, they have never won here. This would be an historic victory for the Wichita Wings if they could pull one out, especially considering they've lost their last 3 games.
Well, we're set for soccer. Of course, the Wings struggling right now. They have lost their last 3 ball games as their record has fallen now to 13-11. Here we go. Sit back and enjoy it from the Sports Arena in San Diego. Greg Willen controls across the red line. Here comes Eric Rasmussen. He'll feed it to Terry Nickel, settling things down for the Wings. Been a rough week of practice for Roy Turner's club as they're trying to get their confidence level back up. Rasmussen leaves it for Nickel. He'll kick it back to Willen. Now across the field pass it goes. Push from behind is Fernando Claudio. And the foul, Steve, will go against the Wings.
Claudio, of course, played for the New York Arrows back when Steve Jungle was a scoring champion for them. So he's reunited with his old teammate. Barry Wallace getting a start for the Wichita Wings.
Setting the pitch for the Wings, Kim Runfed, Greg Willen at the defenders, Terry Nickel, Barry Wallace, and of course up front, the very highly talented Eric Rasmussen, wearing number 15.
Steve Jungle, of course, on the starting line for San Diego.
We're in the early minutes here at the Sports Arena. Give and go. Wilrich takes a shot off the mark as Runfed kicked it away. Now Wallace controls in the corner, feeds it back to Willen, kicks it to Dowler, and there is Mike Dowler getting the start in goal tonight after missing 2 games because of an ankle injury. He'll be tested early. Kim Runfed breaks it downfield, gives it off to Nickel. Right-footed shot, saved by Toth. So the Wings threaten them on a quick breakaway. Here comes San Diego. Bronco Segota, shot, score!
And San Diego strikes early, just a minute 19 into the game. You can hear the crowd in the background here. Bronco Segota has put them up 1-0. Here comes Segota, he's all alone. He gets the ball just to the right of Mike Dowler and into the net. Bronco Segota, definitely one of the stars of this league. He's probably a little angry he's not on the All-Star team. Definitely has the qualifications to be so. He's got 27 goals, now 28 and 20 assists. There's a reverse angle, and you see Segota just powers the ball past Mike Dowler. The key to that was Greg Welland tried to smash Segota up against the board to get the ball from him. He missed, and Segota was left one-on-one with Mike Dowler.
Now the Wings now find themselves trailing early. Terry Rowe, Andy Chapman, Omar Gomez, Ian Anderson, and the captain Kevin Cooley on the pitch now for Roy Turner, the second line for this club. Down it goes in the corner to Andy Chapman. He works against Brian Schmetzer. Now Rowe on his first game back after a knee injury. Terry Rowe missing, Steve, 5 ball games, and I think the Wings really missed this young man.
Well, he worked his way into a starting lineup. He and Tommy O'Neill really have traded injuries and traded starting rotations. Tommy O'Neill out with a sprained ankle, and Rowe's back in the starting lineup.
Long pass downfield, it goes to Quinn. Dowler out of the net, chip shot, score!
San Diego hot off the start. This is a club that can punish you, and they're doing it to the Wings early. Again, Wichita not far enough back on defense. Here you see Jungle. He chips the ball forward. Gets it past Terry Rowe there, and a great pass. It gets into Quinn, past Omar Gomez. Quinn makes the most of it, and Gomez tries to cut it off, but he can't get to the ball.
Well, Steve, timeout has been called here by the Wichita Wings. Another replay as Quinn knocks it in. The Wings trail early, 2-0. We'll be back in just a minute. You're looking at Roy Turner and assistant coach Norman Piper on this trip, trying to get some motivation, Steve, shot back into the Wichita Wings. Of course, Mike Dowler starting in goal tonight. We thought that might be the boost this club would need, but obviously things haven't gone very well as they trail very early, 2-0.
You see the goal again. Steve Jungle beats the ball up to Brian Quinn.
Takes a second effort and gets
12:50 left in this, the opening period. Wings back on the attack. Terry Rowe feeds Chapman in the corner. He's loose. Watch out. Chapman lets one fly. Toth got a knee on it. Andy Chapman runs down that loose ball in the corner. Lets another one fly off the board. Cooley. There's Ian Anderson. Chip shot went up off the post. Rowe with the header off the glass. The Wings peppering the net right now, but coming up empty. San Diego clears it. Hugo Perez on the pitch now for Ron Newman. He'll kick it back to Fernando Clavio. Cha-Cha Namdar on the pitch now for the Wings. Andy Chapman steals it in the corner. Waits for the offense. Sets it back up in the middle to Anderson. His shot blocked away by Brian Quinn.
Pressure by the Wichita Wings there. Got to keep that up, Greg.
Now Zolan Toth will restart it at the goal mouth. We're at the 12:07 mark. Quick goals by Bronco Segota and Brian Quinn have given San Diego a very early lead here at the Sports Arena. Toth sends it downfield. Anderson kicks it away. Kevin Cooley heads it back to Terry Rowe. So the Wings are in a hole. Here they come on offense. Nickel along the boards fighting that ball kicked out of there. Now Chapman got a head on it, but the Sockers come back on the attack. Quinn trying to work the ball past Cooley, and that one went up into the Socker bench area. Good look down there on the field tonight. Big crowd here in San Diego, and what a day it has been. 63 degrees, and what a difference that is compared to the weather we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks in Wichita and all around the state. So we're going to restart it for you here at the 11:43 mark. A cross-field pass it goes to Clavijo. Upfield it goes to Kaz Dana. Now Dana feeds it across field. Here come the Sockers. Wings back on defense. Off the boards. Cleared away by Wallace. Nobody there for the Wings as they hustle back downfield. The Sockers control. 11:22 to go.
Not a good start by the Wichita Wings. Down 2-0. That may be the quickest timeout in Wichita Wings history, Craig. Roy Turner tried to get reorganized. Definitely not the way the Wings wanted to get started in light of their past performances the last 3 games. They now need to get their composure back, get back in the game. It's just a 2-goal deficit. A couple of finals around the MISL. Chicago beating Baltimore 5-2, so Baltimore's win streak over. Granita had a goal and 2 assists. Kansas City beat Pittsburgh 3-2, so Western Division team winning there.
Now there's a foul called down on the pitch. Wichita will get the restart, so now right now fouls even at 1 apiece in the early going.
We see the replay on the foul. Eric Rasmussen, just a high kick there. Looked painful.
On the restart, run-fed shot knocked off the leg of Kaz Dana. Now the Sockers on the fast breakaway. Feeds it down into Gene Wilrich. Lets one fly. Dollar picks it up. He'll roll it out to Run-fed.
Now there you see the adjustment by the Wings. 4 players back on defense. That was the problem on the first 2 goals. You can't let the San Diego players with their talent alone, unattended in their own zone.
Dowler's pass to Run-fed went wide of its mark. And there to chase it down was Jungle, number 7. The Lord of all indoors. He controls it, feeds it upfield to Dana. He works it off the board. His pass off those boards wide of its mark as Wallace picks up the loose ball. Now Dana continues to hustle, and the Sockers win it. Quinn chips it back to George Cataldis. Right now, Ron Newman, Steve, has used about every player on the bench in the early going.
Well, it's interesting. He doesn't go with full line shifts as the Wichita Wings do, and just about every other team in the MISL. He substitutes players with great rapidity, doesn't want a player on the pitch for more than 2 minutes at a time. He doesn't bother to substitute a whole line at a time, just a player at a time, and he'll keep fresh bodies on. They keep going 100%.
Kevin Crow ran over Greg Will, and they pick up their second foul of the period. Restart went Wichita's way. Rasmussen feeds Nickel in the middle, chipped away by the Sockers. So right now, San Diego controlling this ball game very easily. Give and go. Here comes Rafael Rutulio in the corner, picked up there by Gomez. Feeds it back out in the middle of the pitch. In the middle to Jungle, marked there by Rowe. Watch out. Jungle lets one fly, but very weak shot as Anderson was there, Steve, to pick it up.
Again, Wichita getting 5 players back on defense.
2-0. 8:59 to go. First period. Gomez feeds it to Chapman along the board. Kicks it back to Anderson. Now the Wings very tentative. Dowler there to stop it. He'll kick it upfield. Chapman streaking as that ball went up into the soccer bench.
Trying to see, Craig, if Mike Dowler has any favor on that ankle. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with the score, 2-0 Sockers.
Well, Steve, the Wings got themselves a gift with 55 seconds to go. What do you know? They've got a power play, and let's see if they can convert and tie this thing up.
Wichita has scored on 18 of 51 power play attempts. They were 2 for 3 the other night against Cleveland. That's 35% efficiency rate. San Diego, however, is very good on penalty killing, up around 75%. They have only allowed 11 goals in 43 attempts against.
Well, let's set the power play offense for you. It's Kim Rundvedt, Barry Wallace, Omar Gomez, Eric Rasmussen, and back at the post is the big Dane, Karsten Christensen. Here comes Wichita. Eric Rasmussen over across field to Omar Gomez. Now Rundvedt up at the point. He'll kick it back to Gomez. El Indio sends it back to the Rocket. So they're playing some catch. 1:32 to go in the power play to Wichita. They trail by a goal. Wallace lets one fly. Toth there with the save.
Barry Wallace has a good strong left leg, and he used it there. And Zoltan Toth equal to it.
Brian Quinn controls along the board. The whistle, and it's going to go against Karsten Christensen. And the Wings pick up their second foul of the first period. On the restart, San Diego, nice play by Karsten as he blocked it, but Jungle comes over to cover. That ball bounced up into the arms of Greg Willett over on the Wings bench. He didn't want to give it away.
Just 10 seconds left in the quarter, and Wichita's power play is going to be pretty much split in half here, which always hurts your momentum a little bit.
Gomez working. Crossfield, it goes to Wallace. Now Rasmussen, each shot high off the glass. Rundvedt there to chase it down in the corner. At the end of the first period, we got ourselves a ball game. The Wings have come back with 2 goals to come to within 1. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back to the sports arena in beautiful San Diego, California. The first period, wow, what a wild one, as the Wings found themselves down by 3 goals early, Steve. And here is one of them. Now, this is the goal by Quinn that opened up a 2-0 lead.
Steve Jungle makes a fine pass just past Omar Gomez. Down there to the corner to Brian Quinn. He bounces it right into the goal on a good second effort by Quinn there. He's the all-star. Roy Turner selected him. That's one of the reasons why. Good second effort goal by him and a great pass by Jungle.
Here's Bronco Segota.
Exactly. Bronco Segota makes it 3-0. He brings the ball upfield. Passes over, I believe, is Jungle here. Yeah, there he is. Jungle takes the shot, and Dowler saves the initial shot by Jungle. Tough in itself, but look, he's down over there. No way to get back in time. As the ball bounced off to the other side, and actually Segota putting the ball in. Then you see Eric Rasmussen powers a ball past Zoltan Toth there. Toth got his hands on it, but couldn't handle it and went high into the net. Eric Rasmussen gets his 30th goal. He's on pace to break Andy Chapman's season record of 53. And here you see the goal by Andy Chapman, set up by a long pass here by Kevin Cooley, about the center line. Chapman goes down on the floor with a kick. Zoltan Toth rushes out thinking the ball is going to be a boomer. And instead it dribbles to the far side of the net. Toth can't believe that one. But it goes down in the record books, and that closed the Wings to 3-2. The Sockers and the Wings had 7 shots each. Mike Dowler had 2 saves, Toth 3. Both clubs had 2 blocks. And of course, a big statistic that's a factor right now is that the Sockers had 6 fouls, and they're now on the penalty killing. Wichita on the power play.
Well, here we come, breaking downfield. Kevin Crow, his shot went wide. Now Dowler with the save as Quinn let one loose. The Wings are in the power play, but right now San Diego controlling the momentum of this one. Dowler bent over backwards to get a foot on that one. Wallace working his way downfield. A whistle called, and it's going to go against Wallace. So the Wings pick up their first foul of the second period, and 47 seconds left, folks, in the power play. Now, remember, the Wings do have the advantage right now. And Bill Maxwell wanting to slow things up a bit along the board.
Barry Wallace would like an explanation of what the foul was, I think. San Diego's going to have the ball and an important possession. Team of their skill, as you saw right off the start, and they're going to have a free kick here. Mike Dowler.
You can't see him, Steve. He's on the other end of the field, but Al Green has come out of the Wings box to take a look at Mike Dowler. He got bent over backwards, and I think he got shook up a bit. And he's saying he's okay, but you have to worry about it because he hasn't been in the best of health over the last week.
He said the sprained ankle, and I don't think it's his ankle that's hurting him now. I think he got bent back a bit, maybe a wrist. He seems to be okay. And the Wings are on the power play, but San Diego and Wichita will have a kickoff there, and Barry Wallace loses it away to Wilridge.
Brian Quinn kicks it downfield. It hits right at the midfield stripe. Dowler comes up, puts a chest on it, settles it out, and rolls it over to Kim Runfed. Here come the Wings. 34 seconds left in the power play. They trail by a goal in the early minutes of the second period. Runfed in the middle to Rasmussen. Give and go. Gomez shot. Went right. Christensen was there with the follow, but his shot wide. The Wings pressuring. Quinn controls, kicks it. Here comes San Diego on the breakaway, but Rasmussen had other ideas. He'll control it at the red line, battling. Loose along the boards. He fed it back to Gomez. 8 seconds left on the power play. Gomez shot it as he got the feed pass from Runfed. Rasmussen settles it. Runfed chips it to Gomez. His shot off the boards in the middle. Nobody there. Team's back to full strength. Rasmussen in the middle now. San Diego control.
Great flurry of shots by the Wichita Wings, but great defense, especially by Zoltan Toth. A couple of hard blasts by Omar Gomez. He kept out of the net.
Well, the Wings are pressuring right now. It's a different look in the second period as the Wings are controlling the action right now. Wallace settles it down at the red line. He'll bring the ball back at the midfield stripe as the Wings reset the offense. Holy cow, what a flurry Zolan Toth took. San Diego.
Strange, San Diego was giving Omar Gomez that free shot from the right side. Just weren't covering it at all by the defense. That's the confidence they have in Zoltan Toth as Gomez just blasted him twice, and Toth got the ball.
That's a dangerous man to let to have that shot, Steve. Of course, Gomez is the team point leader. He's got 13 goals and along with 22 assists, so Omar has been seeing a pretty good season so far. And another thing about Omar, he's got to watch out tonight. He's got 19 penalty minutes, and if he picks up anything, watch out, Chapman!
Oh, robbed of a goal there. Great shot by Andy Chapman. And Fernando Clavijo just robbed him of one off the goal line. As he had Toth beat, Clavijo kept it out of the goal. Great defense by San Diego.
Well, here comes San Diego as they did fight off that goal. Give and go. Jungle shot went wide. Now picked up by the Sockers. That ball kicked out of there by Terry Rowe. Chapman controls, breakaway. Anderson one-on-one. Here he comes along the board. Chip shot went wide and is picked up. And rolled out of there by the goalkeeper, Zoltan Toth.
Zoltan Toth, of course, played with the New York Arrows. He was the understudy with Shep Messing for 3 years. Finally, he took over the starting role, and when they folded, they picked him up out here in San Diego.
Well, Brian Quinn worked his way around Kevin Cooley. Now he gives it off to Jungle. Give and go in the middle. Dowler there to put the mitts on it. And the crowd didn't like that call. They were wanting some interference or pushing by, I believe, Ian Anderson against Jungle, but nothing called. And quickly the Sockers reset their offense. Jungle again, the shot went to the net. Dowler got a mitt on it, but the whistle called down there along the goal mouth. And it's going to be a hold against Ian Anderson, and the Wings pick up their second foul.
Look at this replay. Ian Anderson just had his hands around Steve Jungle. He's claiming innocence there before the foul ever comes.
You got to give him at least an A for effort there. He tried.
An A for acting anyway.
11:38 to go. Wings trail it by 1. The restart. Quinn, little chipper, hadn't much muscle on it now. Out of the net comes Dowler. That shot went wide. The Wings control it. Terry Nickel brings it upfield, leads it up to Chapman. Battling in the corner is Brian Schmetzer, and Chapman still battling. Chapman working along the board, and a whistle called as Schmetzer and Chapman get into it.
Schmetzer wants a piece of Chapman. Brian Schmetzer. We could have 2 on both players here.
Looking at the replay, Steve, what a battle as Clavijo and Schmetzer double-teamed Andy Chapman. And boy, look at the shoving going on down there in the corner.
Now, Schmetzer should have got the 2 for that one there, and then Andy Chapman kicks him from behind. That's what got Schmetzer mad. So both players getting sent off. And a pretty good call by the referees. Got to keep that kind of action under control as Brian Schmetzer initially pushed Chapman against the boards. Andy responds by trying to take the feet out from under Schmetzer.
Well, you look at penalty minutes against Terry Nickel, or excuse me, Andy Chapman, we should say. That was just his 10th of the season. Andy Steve really doesn't get into too many altercations, I guess I should say. You're looking at the notes of soccer head coach Ron Newman. So Andy Chapman and Brian Schmetzer are going to sit down for 2 minutes. So both clubs right now, Steve, a man short, 11:22 to go. Wings get it on the restart in the corner. Rasmussen, Kim Rundved, Terry Nickel, and Wallace are on the pitch for Wichita. The shot bounced off the glass. Now Rasmussen playing it with it. He'll kick it back to Wallace, who controls. Feeds it back to Dollar. Wings control it here. Both teams short a man.
Not really a power play, and both teams pretty much keeping their lines on as they would normally.
Now the Wings want to touch it. That ball got away from Rasmussen, and there is Rundved with a beautiful defensive move. No call as Jungle hits the pitch. Rundved works his way around, shot off the board.
Jungle just now getting up, and he's hobbling a little bit, but I imagine he'll recover in time to score here.
Now Wilrich looking for the Lord of all indoors in the middle to Wilrich. That ball went wide in the goal mouth. Nickel hustling to get the ball. Now he works along the board, settles it back down. 1:05 left in the penalties to Chapman and Schmetzer.
There's Steve Jungle. He's going off. He limped around there until it was time to play again. Made the pass, but it looks like he might have twisted an ankle.
Now Crow kicked it across field. There's a replay, Steve, of Jungle getting tripped up there by Rundved. No whistle called on that play, and he's still over on the bench looking at his ankle.
Well, it was a good tackle. Kim Rundved got the ball first, and Jungle came toppling over him.
31 seconds to go in the penalties to both teams. Rundved works it in the middle looking for Anderson. He still has the ball, now feeds it off to Barry Wallace. Of course, he's a new acquisition just a couple of weeks ago from Minnesota in that trade for Drago Dumbovic.
He already has 4 assists, 3 in the game against Cleveland on Tuesday night and 1 tonight. So Barry Wallace has just about equaled Drago Dumbovic's production. Drago didn't play quite so much as Barry has.
Now we have 5 seconds left in the penalties. Both teams slowing it down now as they will reset their offense and will be at full strength at this moment. Now you talk about Barry Wallace, Steve. What a beautiful assist to Terry Nickel to tie that game at home on Tuesday night.
He'll play a lot of action at midfield if he can keep up that kind of passing.
There's a long pass in the corner to Chapman from Cooley. Working all alone, kicks it back to Rowe. Rowe slows it down. Now back at the point to Kevin Cooley. The Wings spreading out the offense just a little bit. Gomez looking. What a move. Works on the side. Look at the ball work by this guy, El Indio.
He's got all U.S.
Chapman.
Olympian Kevin Crow on him, though.
Give and go from Andy to El Indio. Didn't work out, but the Wings continue to pressure.
Kevin Crow's on the U.S. national team as we have a foul against San Diego. Check that against Wichita.
I believe it was an elbow by Chapman.
Kevin Crow on the U.S. national team. He was at the airport ready to go play for the U.S. national team today in Tampa Bay.
Now quickly, Steve, 4 penalties, or 4 fouls, I should say. That's their third. I checked that. Their third foul in the second period. That one's going to go against Ian Anderson for boarding.
Kevin Crow was called back from the airport today, as you're saying, by Guy Newman. Said, hey, we need you tonight against Wichita. We're not going to let you play for the national team.
Dollar out of the net. Watch out, sure!
San Diego makes the most of that opportunity. Gene Wilrich puts it away. And San Diego moves to a 4-2 lead. Here we see it. That's Perez who puts the ball in there initially, but it's Wilrich who finishes it off on a point-blank shot. San Diego doesn't let too many opportunities like that go by the wayside. Again, Perez feeds the ball in. It hits Terry Rowe. It looked like maybe his arm, but he finishes it off. And we'll be right back with a score, 4-2, San Diego.
We're back at the Sports Arena in San Diego. A garbage goal, Steve, you might call it, by Gene Wilrich has given San Diego a 2-goal lead. 4-2 our score. 8 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the first half. Dollar kicks it upfield. That ball stolen away by the guy who just scored that goal, Wilrich, but the Wings steal it away. Now Wallace working up to Chapman. Chapman all alone. That ball kicked away. Cooley picks it up in the middle. Knocked out of there by Kevin Crow, but the Wings pressuring again. Playing with some confidence tonight, Steve Schott, after trailing by 3.
Exactly, looking much better. The first 6 minutes, they were down 3-0, and they didn't look very good at all. They've gotten their composure back, and they're looking very good in the game, although San Diego still has a 2-goal lead.
Well, I don't know. Fernando Clavijo got a hold of Chapman and took him to the pitch, but no whistle called. Now here comes Terry Rowe, streaking upfield, leads it to Chapman. He works it along the board. Now kicks it back to Dowler to reset the offense. Quinn hustling back. No damage done as Ian Anderson restarts it. Here comes Wichita. Rowe leaves it for Chapman.
Saw the replay there. Andy Chapman taken down.
Shot in the middle. Shot scored by Wallace, I believe. Terry Nichols, Steve, knocked it off the board, and Wallace was there to get it.
Two teams trade somewhat garbage goals there, as Willrich got one for the Sockers, and Barry Wallace gets one there off the boards. As Terry Nichols, Toth came out to meet it, and there it is, an easy one for Barry Wallace, and he hits it with that left foot just into the corner of the net. Again, Nichols off the boards. Wallace puts it in.
And Steve, good news, Wichita Wings fans, you're looking at goal number 1 for Barry Wallace in a Wichita Wings uniform. It comes at the 7:13 mark in San Diego, and how do you like it? The Wings have pulled back to within 1, 4-3.
That's got to give Wichita a little confidence, Craig. Down 3-0, they're making a game of it, 4-3. And they've scored 3 of the last 4 goals. So Wichita getting right back in the game. They've got a chance again here.
Well, Willen lets one fly up into the crowd. Don't go away. We got a wild one in San Diego. Now the Wings, Steve, have pulled to within 1, 4-3. Barry Wallace got the goal to bring them to within 1. Here's a final. Kansas City beat Pittsburgh. That happens to be the Wings' next home opponent next Friday night. And in overtime, Cleveland and Dallas all knotted at 4.
Could be a big win for Dallas there. 4-4 against Cleveland, who's been playing very well of late, including the win over Wichita Tuesday night.
6 minutes, 38 seconds to go. Wichita controls. Here comes El Indio across the midfield stripe. Leaves it for Nickel. Bad pass. Jungle almost got it. Got a foot on it. But Dowler will re-kick it up to Willen, who restarts the offense. Now Dowler now picks it up. Wings had some trouble getting things going, Steve, but Willen streaking along the board. Picked up there by Schmetzer. Willen holding him off with that arm. Look at him battle. Wow. Across the red line. Schmetzer kicks it. Now Runfed got a toe on it. Schmetzer battling Willen. Picked up there by Dana. Now long field pass to Jungle. And Dowler out of the net. Feeds it in the middle by Dana.
Great block by Terry Nichols. That ball had goal written on it. Terry Nichols getting back on defense, keeps it out.
Rasmussen working some magic. 1-on-4. How does he control that thing? Gives it to Gomez along the board. Now he'll settle things down. 5 minutes, 43 seconds to go. Gomez starts it up in the middle. Shot. Toth got a foot on it.
Omar Gomez has had some great chances, and Toth's gotten them both.
Nickel looking for Gomez, but right there to kick it up over the glass, Kevin Crow. So the Wayne, Steve, continue to pressure, and wow, do they look different than the first 5 or 6 minutes of this ball game.
Interesting adjustment right here, Craig, as Omar Gomez is playing on the line in place of Barry Wallace. I don't know if that's just an early change. That appears as what it was. For a while there, the only difference in that line and the previous was Omar Gomez on for Barry Wallace. Good shot of Zoltan Toth. Zoli the goalie, they call him here in San Diego. He's a gypsy from Hungary. He lived in 12 different places in 1 year in New York, moved around.
Don't see a parrot hanging in there, do you?
No, but he's one of the more colorful ones. He's got some goulash in the back of the net.
Wallace lets one fly. Gomez controls it back in the corner. Well, Barry Wallace showing folks what type of talent he does have and what a powerful left foot he sent into the net. Now Cooley settles it back down. Terry Rowe on the pitch along with Wallace, Cooley, Gomez, Chapman. Toth comes up, gets his mid on it, feeds it to Jungle. Bad pass. The Wings are there to intercept. Here comes Wichita. Kevin Cooley across to Gomez. Gomez tripped up. Whistle. And that's going to be San Diego's third foul of the second period.
Well, I thought Bill Maxwell was maybe going for the card there, but he didn't take it. There you see the foul as Daly gets right on Omar Gomez, rolls him over the hip. Foul against the Sockers for tripping.
Bill kicked it over to Wallace. His shot blocked away. Rowe there to meet Jungle at the midfield stripe, headed away, and Wichita controls again.
You like the effort of the Wichita Wings here, Craig. Down early 3-0, and they've played with a lot of intensity, really, since they are down that second goal. They've showed a big spark.
Jungle marked there by Wallace. Nice defensive move by the newcomer as he got his leg in around Jungle's. And the ball kicked out of there. So Rowe will restart it. Feeds it to Chapman. The Wings having trouble pushing the ball upfield right now. 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go, first half. The Sockers lead by a goal. Long pass upfield from Cooley. Chapman couldn't get his foot on it. His pro pushed him off. And the Sockers recontrol this one. Gene Wilrich shot taken. Dowler all over it. And the crowd thought Dowler had come out of the goalie area, but no call by Bill Maxwell as the Wings hustle back upfield. Schmetzer got a heel on it as San Diego will recontrol along the boards.
Mike Dowler was definitely out there, but the rule is if momentum carries you out, it's not a handball. So the crowd's booing, but the referee called it correctly. Here he comes. He made contact with the ball before it went out of the box, and then momentum carried him out.
Good call.
And that's a good call.
Got a final just handed to us in overtime. The Force continues to win. They knocked off Dallas in overtime 5-4. Shot. Chapman went wide. The Wings getting opportunity, Steve. 3:50 to go. First half. Rasmussen, watch out. Jungle couldn't get a good kick pass in, but Jungle now controls, works his way around Rowe, and a good defensive move by the newcomer from across the sea. A whistle called against Willen, or that's Cooley. That's going to be the 6th foul of this, the second period, and the Sockers will have the power play for the next 2 minutes.
Watch out, San Diego, number 2 in the MISL in the power play, and it's a 6th foul penalty. We'll be back with a score, 4-3, San Diego.
So for the next 2 minutes, the San Diego Sockers will be on the power play. They lead 4-3. The penalty-killing unit is Frank Rasmussen, Kim Rundvedt, Terry Nickel, and Greg Willen. Willen chips it. Toth went wide, and Toth got caught out of the net, Steve, and the Wings could have get right back in it.
Toth might have misread that ball as Greg Willen's shot was close to getting in. Wichita has killed off about 74% of penalties, but look at that. San Diego has scored on 43.5%. They're number 2 in the MISL, second only Los Angeles. It's a great power play team when anytime you're over 40%.
Now, Dana trying to feed the Lord of all indoors, Steve Jungle. Now, here they come again. Dana hit to the pitch, no whistle, and the Wings playing mighty defensive right now. That's what they need. 1:15 left in the penalty to Wichita. Eric Rasmussen on the bench serving that penalty. Rasmussen tried to work it upfield. Now it's kicked in there by Rundvedt. Feeds it back to Dowler. So the Wings, Steve, doing a good job.
Score from Las Vegas. The Americans 4, the Cosmos 2. They'll take over 3rd place from Wichita if the Wings lose this game, and the Americans should win.
55 seconds to go. Rasmussen working along the boards now. Controls it at the midfield stripe as Kim Rundvedt. Jungle tried to steal it away.
Great control by the Wichita Wings. The San Diego fans are getting restless. They're booing here.
Rasmussen let it roll through his legs. Now Rundvedt hustles back along the boards. He's tripped up from behind and a whistle called.
It'll be Wichita's ball. Just 36 seconds left in the penalty, and Wichita's done a great job over the last 35 seconds of killing time off that clock. That's what they try to do, is keep possession, make the other team chase them.
Frank Rasmussen kicks it to Dowler. Now Dowler will feed it upfield. Watch out, this one up into the crowd.
Mike Dowler boots it in, uncustomary for him. And the Wings have just a little less than 30 seconds to kill off.
I want to remind you, KSN has the best family night ever planned for Tuesday, February 19th at the Kansas Coliseum when the Wings take on Tacoma. And the audience that night will be the Wings' 1 millionth and 3rd fan, and we'll be giving away great prizes, including, listen to this, a trip with the Wings to Las Vegas. Watch KSN for Wings Family Night details. That Vegas trip, Steve, is going to be a lot of fun.
I'll take that one myself.
Count it down for you. 17 seconds to go in the power play to San Diego. Working the ball in, Kaz Dana. Now, Cooley clears it for Wichita up in the crowd with just 9 ticks left in the power play for the Sockers. 4-3 our score. It's been a pretty interesting first half of play as the Wings, Steve, we've mentioned before, trailed very early 3-0, but have really battled back to make it respectable.
Great character by the Wichita Wings. 5 seconds left in the power play.
Shot by Jungle up into the crowd, and that might do it. The Wings will get the restart with just 2 ticks to go. 1:40, though, left in the first half.
Good job by Wichita against the number 2 power play unit in the MISL. A lot of talent on the floor there for the San Diego Sockers. Wichita's next game is at Los Angeles on Monday night, then they return home Friday, a week from tonight, against the Pittsburgh Spirit in a long homestand. The Wings play 7 of their next 8 games at home after Monday night's match. Plenty of tickets left for that Pittsburgh match. And then you see San Diego, the Sockers, on Sunday. So a pair of great games this next weekend for the Wichita Wings at home.
You know, Steve, it's been a nightmare so far in the month of February, and this is the month that, of course, Roy Turner was very worried about. And but you know, the home schedule does pad it just a little bit for you.
Well, with 7 of 8 games at home after this road trip, Roy Turner should get a chance to catch back up on that record a little bit and maybe a little of his sleep, as he's been a very frustrated man.
Well, the Wings are back to full strength. Quinn racing along the boards, picked up there by Cooley. El Indio chasing it down at the midfield stripe. He's got a breakaway. He slowed it up, but here comes Wichita again. El Indio at the red line, waiting for teammates to catch up. Kicks it back to Rowe. 1:05 to go in the first half. Barry Wallace settles it down. Kicks it up in the middle, looking for Rasmussen. That ball knocked away by Crow, and the Wings will get the restart along the boards. Good shot at Terry Nickel, the general, having a good year, as we mentioned.
He just passed, as a matter of fact, on that last assist on Wichita's last goal. He passed last year's total for assists. He had 5 goals, 5 assists last year. Already this season, just halfway through, he's got 11 goals and 6 assists.
Rasmussen working. Tripped up from behind. Can you believe it? Not a whistle call, and he still hustles. The ball cleared away, picked up by Quinn in the corner. Long pass, it goes to Crow. He heads it up into the crowd with 47 seconds to go. You know, Steve, it's been a question all year long about just consistency with the officiating, and that one right there, you think, gosh, a whistle definitely, as Rasmussen was hammered from behind, but nothing called.
No doubt about it. It's a tough job out there on the field.
Wallace sent one into the corner, cleared away by the Sockers. Now Cha-Cha Namdar controls. 35 seconds to go. Leaves it for Quinn. Chips it over to Namdar. Terry Rowe marking him. Playing aggressive now. Rowe heads it. Trying to clear it. Rowe playing very aggressively in the corner. Cleared out of there. And a whistle.
Looks like it's against the San Diego Sockers. No, I believe it'll be against the Wichita Wings. Well, San Diego's backing up. We'll see here. The referee's signaling yes against the San Diego Sockers. They now have 5 fouls, 23 seconds left. Wichita has possession, would have a chance for San Diego to get a 6th foul here.
Now Gomez sent a long pass. There comes Wallace streaking. Wallace on toe, shot. Blocked away. Now headed out of there by San Diego. Wallace with a great opportunity, but Toth met him head on with just 7 seconds to go. I think the Sockers, Steve, are going to be satisfied to sit on this 1-goal lead. There we go. The buzzer sounds. And what a great first half of soccer here from the sports arena. The Wings trailing the San Diego Sockers by a score of 4-3. We'll be back with an interview with Wings General Manager Bill Kittling in just a minute. Don't go away. We're live at halftime at the Sports Arena in beautiful San Diego, California, where the Wings trail the Western Division leading San Diego Sockers by a score of 4-3. With me at halftime is Wings General Manager Bill Kittling. And Bill, it's been no secret that the Wings have struggled over the last couple of weeks, but after trailing by 3 goals tonight, hey, these guys look like they've got things back together.
I think after the nightmare in Baltimore last week, it would have been very easy for the Wings to have folded up when we got down 3-0 in the first 7 or 8 minutes. A lot of character to come back, and Soccer scored what I call an indoor goal, a bit of a fluke goal that may have been a handball in the south box, but it could just as easily be 3-3 as it is 4-3. But I believe Wichita will play a high pressure in the second half. It seems to bother San Diego a bit, and we're getting lots of good service to the forwards, both to Andy and to Eric, where they can handle the ball. So I really don't think we're out of it.
Bill, I think a lot of questions around town over the last week or so has been what's been wrong with the Wichita Wings. Of course, Roy Turner had a couple of closed meetings, and was it just a question of questioning their skills, or was it just a mental thing?
No, but you know, it happens in every sport. Nobody is that smart. If somebody can figure out why athletes are great on Monday and not so great on Tuesday, we can all make a lot of money.
You're right.
I don't know why George Brett goes in a hitting slump. Neither does he. I don't know why great quarterbacks can't complete a pass. And I don't know why the Wichita Wings are playing badly. It's not for lack of effort. It's not for lack of enthusiasm. We need a little luck, and I thought we found some in the second quarter tonight. But a lot of things are learned from adversity, and one of them is nobody likes it very much. So there's no question that although we have a lot of talent left at home for this road trip, they're sure enough here tonight to beat San Diego. And if we could pull this off, it would, we've said this several other times this season, it would be the biggest victory of the year, because we have to get a win on this road trip.
Right. Coach, I'm going to call you Coach, almost Coach. But
when they lose, I'm Coach. When they win, it's Roy. I don't understand.
That's right. Also, about a week ago, the Wings traded away for Barry Wallace. So far, things have been going very well for this guy. He picks up his first goal tonight for the Wichita Wings to go along with 4 assists. He comes to you from Minnesota for Drago Dumbovic.
I believe that the Minnesota Strikers think they got the best of the deal. I know that the Wichita Wings think that we got the best of the deal. We probably won't know this season, maybe a season and a half, and we'll be able to tell. But we're very pleased with Barry Wallace. And as it happened with Jurgen Christensen out with a really serious muscle pull in the stomach, Barry Wallace can go in and play the left side where Jurgen plays. Drago could not. So the timing was fine for us, and I think that Wallace is going to make a great addition to our team. He has good pace, as did Drago, but he's also physical. And you look at the penalty minutes, the Wings are much closer to the top this year than they ever have been. And I think it's the way we're going to continue to have to play. We just don't back down anymore.
Bill, it's no secret you're very involved, of course, with the MISL and their directorship, I should say. What's new around the league? What's the opinion of the league right now around the nation? And, of course, a big stumbling block has been the Cosmos troubles of late.
There are some genuine concerns, Craig. One of them is that everyone is off a little bit in attendance. We're off. St. Louis is off. Kansas City's off. Cleveland's off. Baltimore is off. And those are historically your top 5 attendance. We're all off a few hundred a game. One of the reasons for it that Roy believes is that some of the styles of soccer being seen now aren't as entertaining as we were the first couple of years. And I talk particularly about teams who play nothing but defense and play not so much to win, but to keep from losing. So perhaps the entertainment value is off a little bit. I know that when we go on the road, we're not as entertaining as we are at home, because we always try to have 5 players behind the ball and be very defensive in our thinking. The New York Cosmos are in a lot of trouble. I think that there's every likelihood that they'll bankrupt before the season is out. As you know, a revised schedule was made that was to have started last week, but the Cosmos got enough money together to pay their players, albeit 6 days late. But they're on a West Coast road swing now. They've been here. They're in Las Vegas. They're going to be in L.A. tomorrow night for a game that we will see in person. The Cosmos are the big problem right now.
All right, let's hope they do stay in the league, because it is good. We need that New York City, don't we?
Everyone tells me we do, so I'll continue to say, yeah, you're right, although I'm really unconvinced of that.
All right, Bill, thanks a lot for stopping by. Let's hope that the Wings can come out of here with a victory tonight.
Absolutely.
All right, that's it from halftime. We'll be back with more soccer action in just a minute. The Wings trail 4-3. It's halftime here at the Sports Arena in San Diego. Glad to have you alongside tonight. Steve, right now the Wings trail the Sockers 4-3, but over the last couple of televised games KSN has been involved with, of course, the Wings were basically out of it at this point in the broadcast.
Well, at Chicago and at Baltimore, then both losses in which the Wings really never were in the game. They had a late comeback against Chicago, I suppose. They had a great game at Tacoma that we televised, but yeah, a couple of games where the viewers might have said, hey, what is this team? If you don't follow the Wings carefully, then you may not realize they're a team accustomed to winning games. But KSN's tried to show some games in very tough arenas, and especially here at San Diego, the Wings have never beat the Sockers at all, let alone here in San Diego Arena. So for Wichita to be back in this game after trailing 3-0 early, I think it is significant, Craig. It should be a very entertaining second half.
I thought that the goal by Eric Rasmussen, of course, it was the first one for Wichita, but kind of broke San Diego's concentration a bit, and it proved that the Wings were here to play some soccer tonight.
Well, San Diego got the first 2 goals so quick. The first one at 1:19, the second one at 2:06. It just looked like they might roll right past the Wings, very similar to what Baltimore did. But I think the difference was, and we talked about it when Rasmussen scored, Eric Rasmussen created a goal, got the opportunity, gave the Wings a little confidence. Hey, we can score on these guys. At Baltimore, I think Wichita got so frustrated. They were working the ball around well. They had no opportunities for goals. Baltimore was playing such tough defense. Here it's a little bit different. Rasmussen's goal got him going. And since then, Chapman scored, Wallace scored, and there's been some weird goals in the game, but both teams have had them. And I think Wichita's got some confidence now going into the second half.
All right, Steve, there we are at halftime. Wings trail 4-3. We'll be back in a minute. This game is brought to you by Budweiser and the House of Schwan. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Coke and your local Coca-Cola bottling company. Coke is it. Oh, we're just a minute and a half away from the opening kickoff here of the second half. And Steve, it's been a pretty interesting ball game, of course. Here's the first goal. Bronco Segota beating Mike Dowler as the Sockers went on top 1-0.
The key to that was a fast break. Segota got a pass from Katakalitis to make the fast break. Here we Steve Jungle feeding the ball up to Brian Quinn. He gets it past Omar Gomez, and Quinn takes the initial shot. Dowler makes a save. You'll see this again later on. But he follows through, and Brian Quinn puts the ball in.
Segota gets his second goal of the night, and before you knew it, Sockers on top by 3.
Almost the same situation. Dowler makes the initial save off Jungle, and you'll see Gene Wilrich get the pass right here off the boards. Segota takes it and finishes it off right off the top of the crossbar.
Well, Steve, we talked about this goal, building some confidence for the Wings, and the Magician right here making a great move as he brought the Wings to within 2, the first goal right here for Wichita.
He works the ball well around the San Diego defense, and he beats a defender and puts the ball right through the hands of Zoltan Toth for Wichita's first goal. That at 8:44 of the first, that got things rolling for the Wings. And you'll see what an unbelievable goal here. Kevin Keeley shifting the ball upfield to Andy Chapman, and Chapman just gets his foot on it. Toth misread the ball, and the ball dribbles in about 5 miles an hour.
I have to ask Andy about that one, Steve.
I'm sure he'll say it was an intentional goal. And here we see, well, Gene Wilrich will score here. And again, Wichita makes an initial stop. Terry Rowe gets it off his hand, but the ball takes a weird bounce, and Gene Wilrich puts it in, the assist to Hugo Perez.
I thought this one showed a lot of class, Steve, how quickly the Wings struck back. And Barry Wallace getting his first goal for Roy Turner and the Wings.
Less than a minute later, and Terry Nickel puts the ball off the boards. And Barry Wallace just puts it in. A piece of cake there. Barry Wallace's first goal for the Wings, his 6th this season, counting his 5 goals with Minnesota. So the Wichita Wings back in the game. It's 4-3. Considering the fact the Wichita Wings have never won here. They've never beat the San Diego Sockers at all, at home or away. And Wichita in the game after an early 3-0 then it should be a good second half, Craig.
Well, be sure to get your tickets early for the next Wings home game against the Pittsburgh Spirit. And the last time Pittsburgh came to town, the Wings won in overtime with an unbelievable shot from the corner off the foot of who else but Eric Rasmussen. Don't miss the Wings versus the Spirit next Friday night at 8:05 at the Kansas Coliseum. Remember, that game has been changed a half an hour to 8 o'clock with kickoff at 8:05. So we're at halftime. We're just about ready to get things going here. Sit back, enjoy it. It should be a great one down the stretch. Sockers on top 4-3.
First half stats, the Wichita Wings had 15 shots to 14 for the San Diego Sockers. And the saves, Zoltan Toth had 7 for 4 for Mike Dowler. The big stat, of course, 4 goals for the Sockers, 3 for the Wings. And interestingly, Craig, Jim Gorsick is now in goal for the San Diego Sockers. They've pulled Zoltan Toth. We've also been passed to note that Hugo Perez is out with a pulled hamstring. So San Diego making a couple of adjustments to its lineup in the second half. And a little surprising there, Zoltan Toth 8-1 on the season, and he's got a 3.77 goals against average. Gorsick is 11-6, and he's now getting the second half play instead of Toth. Toth played the other night against the Cosmos and just allowed 2 goals. 9-2, the Sockers rolled over the Cosmos.
Quick reminder, tomorrow afternoon, be sure to join Coach Roy Turner and me for the next edition of the Roy Turner Show, coming to you at a special time. It's at 2 o'clock. Mark that down. Roy and I will cover the last several games, including tonight's contest, and we'll take a closer look at number 4, Terry Nickel, the Wings general. That's the Roy Turner Show tomorrow at 2 o'clock right here on KSN. Here we go. We're set for third period action from the Sports Arena in San Diego, California. The Wings trail by a score of 4-3. And you got to feel good, Steve, about this one. Jim Gorsick, there's a look at the guy taking over for Zoltan Toth. You look at Gorsick's number, he's 12-6 with a goals against of 4.08, so he's not bad himself. Wings control along the boards. Rasmussen brings it up, checks it, leaves it off for Nickel. Nickel left-footed shot blocked away by Jungle up over the glass, so quickly the action starts up right where we left off.
Wichita has played with great confidence ever since they were down 2-0. They've kept their composure, they've gotten back in the game, and they've attacked well. I'd say possession, Craig, since the first 2 goals by the San Diego Sockers has been more in Wichita's favor than San Diego's, and they outshot the Sockers in the first half.
Little give and go from Rasmussen and Nickel. Now in along the board was Rasmussen. That's Eric. Willen there to steal that pass away as Rundved controls. So the Wings continue to pressure. Frank across the red line leads it to Eric Rasmussen. No relation now. Willen leads up for Nichols. Shot off the board. Controlled by Gene Wilrich. Here comes San Diego working along the boards. That ball got away. And there to steal it, Kim Rundved. Leaves it for Nickel. Kicked away, but Rasmussen has other ideas as he feeds it down to Willen. Here comes Wichita. Willen fast break. Shot off the glass. Went high. Rundved with the follow. Went wide. So the Wings peppering the net. Rasmussen controls it. Rasmussen breaks away. Shot. It went wide. 3 in a row. Off its mark. Rundved. That ball kicked away by Jungle. Now Dana leaves it upfield to Jungle. Out of the net comes Dowler to kick it away. But open net. Jungle and Dowler hit the pitch. No call as Frank Rasmussen hustled back on defense to save it. And Jungle is still down on the ground, not believing that call.
Mike Dowler ran right over Steve Jungle trying to get back to his territory, the net. And Frank Rasmussen played the ball well out of the net to safety.
Steve, I think that was a good test of Mike Dowler's ankle. People a little worried here. Was he going to be able to go? Give and go. Gomez works it along the corner. Now slows things up as Brian Quinn marks him. Shot off the post by Wallace.
Barry Wallace has a cannon for a left foot. You saw it right there. A good pass by Gomez. Good give and go.
Kevin Crow tried to intercept that pass, but Eric Rasmussen sends it off. Gomez streaking in the middle. Now Terry Scheib sent up over the glass. What a flurry by the Wings over the past minute and a half where they come up empty.
The score by quarters in 84-85. The Sockers start fast, 42-21. They've outscored opponents, or the Wichita Wings, comparatively in both the second quarter and the third quarter. So San Diego, a great finishing team. The Wichita Wings have been out to fast starts most of this season, but they've had good fourth quarter, Craig.
Restart by Gomez, and Gorsic was there to put the mitts on it. Here comes San Diego breaking downfield. Cha-Cha Namdar plays it off the boards across field as Segota. Cooley was there to kick it up over the glass. Don't go away. We'll be back in just a minute. Well, the tread on the Wichita Wings soccer shoes have to be a bit worn, Steve, but they've just up and down the pitch in the early going of the third period. San Diego back on the attack, feeds it in the corner. Terry Rowe battling against Bronco Segota. Now there is Schmetzer. Looking across field to Quinn. He works his way around Gomez. Dowler took a point-blank shot. It rifled off his chest, and the Wings control. Gomez streaking up along the board. Marked there by Brian Quinn. Now, Gomez hits the pitch, and the whistle called against Cha-Cha Namdar. And that's going to be San Diego's foul. And I believe, Steve, foul number 2.
The only foul by Cha-Cha Namdar there was for falling down. Nope, he took down Omar Gomez there. I apologize. I thought that Cha-Cha Namdar got pushed down by Omar Gomez, but he did take the feet out from under him. Get a better angle there from the camera than we have from our press box.
Good defensive effort by Wallace as he kicked that one away from Segota. Now Segota in the middle looking for a teammate to streak across the goal mouth. Wallace, look at this guy, hustling all over the field against Brian Schmetzer. Now the Wings back on the attack. Chapman's shot wide of its mark. Frank Rasmussen in the corner to control. Now Kevin Cooley chips it in the middle to Nickel. I believe that's Chapman, excuse me. Now here comes San Diego. Schmetzer feeding in the middle to Segota. But the Wings again, Steve, hustling back on the defensive half.
Good defense by the Wings. Craig, I can't remember a game this season where the Wichita Wings have gotten up and down the floor so well. They've got a younger team this year than they have in past seasons, but you're really seeing it tonight. It's great hustle out there on the field. That's basically how they're keeping in this game with the San Diego Sockers, and they've managed to come back.
Breakaway down in the corner. Chapman slows it down. Working against that soccer defender. Kicked out of there by San Diego. Frank Rasmussen hustling back as Kim Rundved resets the offense for Wichita. On the pitch now, Terry Nickel, the general for the Wichita Wings. As Eric Rasmussen takes a breather, Chapman plays it off the glass in the middle for Nickel. Sockers got back on defense. Now, steal by Willen. Nickel working along the board, picks it up. Good defensive move by number 4. 10 minutes, 50 seconds to go, third period. 4-3, San Diego. Rundved was looking for Chapman, however, Kevin Crow did intercept it. Now here comes the Sockers. Dowler out of the net. Picked up by Fernando Clavijo. 10:30 to go.
Mike Dowler's been very brave coming out of the net on some fast breaks by San Diego, especially considering he's been injured for most of the last 3 games.
Nice deal by Willen at the midfield stripe. Takes it back to Kim Rundved. Enjoying another MISL All-Star season. Gomez streaking, lets one fly. Gorsuch got a leg on it. And now Frank Rasmussen came in to try to kick it away, and Kevin Crow wasn't too happy. Wanted some interference call, but Bill Maxwell said no. Nickel along the boards. Kim Rundved battling. He wins it. Now resets the offense for Wichita. 9:57 to go, 3rd period. In the middle to Eric. Eric kicks it back to Gomez. Rundved. Slowly working it up the pitch. Kicks it to Nickel. He falls to the pitch. And a whistle handball as he fell to the ground. Steve, that ball rolled over his hand, I believe.
Here we see a final. Cleveland, of course, beat Dallas 5-4 in overtime. Dallas almost with an upset. Las Vegas leading New York 4-2 in the 2nd period. They're currently tied for 3rd in the MISL West with the Wichita Wings. So the outcome of that game and tonight's game will decide which team's in 3rd when the night's over.
Dowler hustles out to put the 2 mitts on that ball. Now here comes Wichita as they restart the offense. 9:20 to play. Kim Rundved with a fast break right down the middle. Shot taken as Jungle pushed off on Rundved to interrupt that shot. Jungle lets one fly way downfield. 3-line pass. The call, and the crowd doesn't like it.
The fans don't like that one at all, and it was a close call, I have to admit. It looked like Wilrich might have got to the ball just before it went over 3 lines. Dan Goldman made the call. Here we see it on the replay as Jungle sends the ball high in the air, and it comes down. Here you'll see Gene Wilrich just play the ball, and it looked to me like he was on the center side of that red line. It shouldn't have been a 3-line pass, but we'll trust referee Dan Goldman over my opinion from the press box.
At least you're honest, Steve. At least you're honest. Jungle controls for San Diego. Here come the Sockers. Fernando Clavijo.
His opinion's the only one that counts. It doesn't matter much what I think anyway.
Gorsuch got in some trouble, lets it roll back. Now San Diego setting up the offense. Little delay here. And there's one along the board, a long pass by Gorsuch. Willen call for the push, and the Wings pick up a foul.
Fouls are 3-2, I believe. Here we see it. A little pushing along the boards. Gets a little physical out there, folks.
Jungle about came into your living room. Long pass in the corner. Jungle playing off Willen. Willen, nice defensive move to come up and steal it away. Gomez, look at this guy work tonight. El Indio back on track as he is working hard. Kevin Cooley at the red line, gives it to Gomez. Now Rundved almost overran that pass. He'll come back to settle it down. Watch out! In the middle, Dana. Dowler with the save. A chip shot headed away by Cooley. And a 2-minute penalty will be called. Kevin Cooley came back, Steve, to help out, and he got whistled.
The only thing he could do, it was a goal. And the Sockers will now have to take a penalty kick to get the goal. Watch this as Dana hits it up, and Kevin Cooley playing in goal without the goalkeeper's jersey swats the ball away. Watch it again. Dana hits the ball off Dowler. He makes the initial save. He plays it very calmly back up, and Kevin Cooley just swats it out of bounds. That'll be a 2-minute penalty against Kevin Cooley, and the Sockers will have a penalty kick, an almost automatic goal. But if Kevin Cooley hadn't swatted the ball away, it would have been an automatic goal. So not much chance there. He couldn't get to it with his body. And the scoring rate on penalty kicks is between 80 and 90%. And it looks like it's going to be Gene Wilrich, I believe, that takes it.
You might think of
the West German.
That Steve Jungle would be the guy that would get the call from the bench, but instead it's number 15, Gene Wilrich. The crowd on their feet. Penalty kick, one-on-one. Gene Wilrich against Mike Dowler. Here we go. Shot score.
Gene Wilrich puts away the penalty kick on the handball by Kevin Cooley. And the Sockers have a 5-3 lead. Pretty easy there. Mike Dowler reads him a little bit to the left, and Wilrich put it just a little to the right. And we'll be right back with the score. The San Diego Sockers 5, the Wings 3.
So a penalty kick by Gene Wilrich has given San Diego a 2-goal lead at the 8:13 mark of the third period. Sockers 5, Wings 3. Long pass in the corner to Gomez. He'll work it against Jungle, pushing against the San Diego forward, and that is the Sockers' second foul of the third period. Gomez on the pitch. Jungle will help him up, and the restart will go Wichita's way.
They're good friends. They were teammates with the New York Arrows.
Shot taken by Wallace, went wide on that quick restart. Now Terry Rowe settles it down. Kevin Cooley along the board. He's working it into Chapman. His shot in the middle blocked away. Now here comes Wilrich. Terry Rowe hustling back to Jungle. Watch out. Works it in the middle. Wallace with a nice defensive effort to come back and clear it away.
Great hustle by Barry Wallace to get back. That was a 2-on-1 break by the San Diego Sockers. Steve Jungle can put those away, folks. Barry Wallace gets in his way and saves the day.
Well, the Wings haven't scored in over 15 minutes now. The last score came from Wallace at the 7:13 mark of the second period. San Diego is the first to strike here in the second half. A handball by Kevin Cooley resulted, of course, in a penalty kick along as he came back to knock it out of bounds along the goal mouth. Bronco Segota chases it down. Terry Rowe marking him. He leaves it up for Crow. Chapman hustling back on defense. Now works it down in the corner. Kicked away by Cooley. Steve Daly in the corner. Daly and Cooley. The ball gets loose. Cooley wins the battle. Now Chapman controls. Kicks it over to Rowe. So the Wings break it out of their defensive half and come back on the attack. 6 minutes, 43 seconds to play third period.
Wings need to get a goal on Gorsuch, get their confidence back up on offense. They've been playing well, very well defensively. The only goal on a penalty kick in the second half.
Well, Chapman looking for Gomez in the middle. That ball kicked out of there by the Sockers. Wings hustling on defense. You're right, Steve, playing with some confidence for a change. It's been a tough row to hoe the last week. 3 consecutive losses. The Wings looking tonight to break that skid. Steve Jungle directing traffic out on the pitch for San Diego as they slow the tempo down a lot here.
San Diego just kind of playing the ball around. They're trying to force a player to rush at him.
Jungle working along the boards. Frank Rasmussen all over him. Leaves it for Segota. Chapman comes back to help out. Give and go. Segota. Jungle didn't work out as Rowe got the loose ball. Kicked it back to Dowler. And here we go again on the restart on the Wings offense. 5:40 to play, third period. Barry Wallace at the midfield strike. Slows things down as some fresh legs come on the pitch.
Segota's had 2 goals tonight for the Sockers. Wilrich has had 2 goals. Wichita's goals by Eric Rasmussen, Andy Chapman, and Barry Wallace.
Chapman working along the board. Whistle, I believe. Call, no, play on. Play on, says the ref.
Pace of the game has slowed down drastically. Both teams just trying to keep possession.
Wallace will send it back to Dowler. He'll come out of the net to kick it upfield, looking for Chapman. He was going to cross over and take a break, and Rasmussen was coming onto the field. 3-line violation call, so San Diego will get it with 5:05 to play.
Here you see a good shot at Jim Gorsuch, the goalkeeper for the San Diego Sockers. He's been playing more than Zoltan Toth, and yet Toth gets elected to the All-Star team by a vote of the players. I think that's a case of the reputation of last year, Zoltan Toth. Great player when his days with the New York Arrows.
A shoulder look from the San Diego bench. Chapman in the middle, working, got a pass from Rundved, kicked it over to Nickel, but Sockers were there to intercept it. Now Jungle working on Wallace at the midfield stripe. Nobody to feed to. Now he kicks it up along the board. Wings win it. 4:40 to go. Third period. 5-3 our score from San Diego. Glad to have you alongside tonight. I'm Craig Bowler-Jack along with Steve Schad. Sit back and enjoy it. The Wings in a battle with the Western Division leading San Diego Sockers. Rasmussen working his way around Clavijo. Now he got pushed from behind. Whistle by Bill Maxwell, and that will be San Diego's 3rd foul of the 3rd period.
San Diego Sockers have won 6 of their past 7 games. 20-7 for the season, the best record in the West.
Rundved with a restarted blast, and Gorsuch got 2 hands on it. That ball cleared out of there by San Diego, and Dowler comes up out of his net to Roll it up to Willen. Bad pass by Gregg. Intercepted by Schmetzer. Now Frank Rasmussen controls, kicks it off the board, and Rundved will restart it for the Wings. Third quarter score tonight in the MISL. Las Vegas leads the Cosmos 5-2. Brian Quinn feeds it to Schmetzer. Now downfield to Jungle. Heel kicked it in the middle, nobody there, and Willen intercepts. Terry Nickel streaking along the boards, got some open carpet, leaves it off the board to Rasmussen. Kicked out of there by San Diego. Bronco Segota working it upfield. Now streaking across the field. Cha-Cha Namdar to Dana. Kaz Dana having a good year for San Diego.
Played on the Polish national team. He was in the movie Victory with Sylvester Stallone. You might remember him on the soccer team for the Allied forces.
His season total so far, 26 goals, 18 assists for Ron Newman Soccer. Dana working it. Triple team there, gives it off. Now a little four-corner offense here it looks like, as San Diego satisfied by slowing the tempo down. But El Indio had different thoughts as he breaks downfield. Give and go. Terry Nickel now in the middle. Kicked out of there by the Sockers. 2-on-2. Gomez hustle back, gives Dana a shot from behind, and a push call by Maxwell. That will be Wichita's third foul of the quarter.
Definitely a foul there by Omar Gomez. Could have very well been his 2-minute penalty. Would have given him a suspension.
Namdar trying to play it off in the middle. As we come back to the live action, handball San Diego is the call. That's foul number 4 for the Sockers. 2 more. And, of course, the 2-minute penalty is given to the club that hits that 6th foul mark.
Sockers have 4. The Wings have 3. 2:41 left in the third quarter. The Sockers leading 5-3. They have the only score this quarter. A penalty kick by Wilrich.
Long pass. Plays it off the board will be Rasmussen, but Kevin Crow there to kick it back to Gorsick.
Wichita has not really challenged Jim Gorsick since early in this quarter.
Wilrich with a quick fast break up the pitch. He slows it back down, gives it back off to Clahivo. 2:15, excuse me, to play third quarter. Wilrich back to Gorsick. Sockers right now very satisfied just sitting on it. Willen lets it slide through. Sockers with 4 fouls while the Wings have 3 in this, the third period. 2 minutes even to go. Wings trail by a pair.
Unless San Diego should get a foul early on here, it's not likely to be a factor in the third quarter of the foul count. Just 1:49 left to play in the third. Wings playing very cautiously. Been excellent on defense this half, only the penalty kick. But they still trail 5-3. Spotted the Sockers 3-0 at the start of the game.
Now bad pass by Cooley. Wilrich along the boards, Dow around on the net. He flips one over to Cooley. He works it along the boards, now upfield to Rasmussen. He settles it down, works it off the boards, looking for Cooley, streaking down the middle. Rasmussen over to Gomez. 1:19 to play as that ball got loose. San Diego on the quick restart. El Indio working hard. Picked up by Segota in the middle. Segota looks in the middle, row there to pick it up. Tonight's attendance, Steve, we just got handed
9,147 in San Diego Arena.
Looks a little bigger tonight for some reason. Chapman working hard, takes his shot, blocked away. Brian Schmetzer marking Andy Chapman as he tried to work the ball in the goal mouth and pass Gorsick. Gorsick and Rasmussen doing some shoving, no whistle called. 41 seconds to go. Jungle along the boards, marked there by Rowe, and there's a whistle, and it's going to be called against Terry Rowe, and that's the Wings' 4th foul of the third period. Segota kicked up by Jungle. Dowler got a finger on it. Now Wallace trying to clear it out. Watch out. Terry Rowe comes in to help out, and the loose ball is picked up by Chapman. He hits the pitch and a whistle.
So there's San Diego's 5th foul. Andy Chapman in some pain down there on the floor. He was sent sprawling. Here you see it. That's Segota and Chapman. And Segota takes the legs out from under Andy. So the Sockers have 5 fouls, but just 20 seconds left in the quarter.
Kevin Cooley leaves it off the board to Frank Rasmussen. He settles it down in the corner. Mark there, push and shove, no whistle. Leaves it for Cooley. Open shot blocked away by San Diego.
Good shot by Kevin Cooley. Good block by the Sockers.
And here comes Bronco Segota working. A lot of open space along the board. Wallace comes back to get a finger on it. And that's going to end the third period from San Diego. The Sockers lead the Wings 5-3. We'll be back in just a minute.
Dr. J and Dr. C for Coca-Cola.
2 out of 2 doctors recommend Coca-Cola.
For symptoms of thirst due to intense physical activity.
For advanced cases of thirst, real cola relief from Coca-Cola.
I concur. A big, bold taste to really refresh you. 2 out of 2 doctors agree. No prescription necessary.
You know, I was a great basketball player when I was in college.
1 out of 2 doctors agree.
15 minutes of soccer. Steve Schott remain here at the Sports Arena in San Diego. And we were just talking before we came back how important it would be for the Wings to score very early to get right back in this thing. Looking at third period stats, 9 shots by the Wings to just San Diego's 5. Sockers with 3 saves to 2 for Wichita. 6 blocks by San Diego, 2 for Wichita. Fouls, 5 for the Sockers, while Wichita picked up 4 in the third period. We're 15 minutes to go. Here we go.
Key stat there is the 6 blocks by the San Diego Sockers. Wichita, with 9 shots, had good opportunities to score, perhaps, but San Diego's defense getting back. Las Vegas has really opened up a lead on the Cosmos now, 7-2 in the fourth quarter. Looks like Vegas will win that one.
Now, a very important opening couple of minutes here, Steve. A goal either way could really command the difference in this contest. 5-3 our score. The Wings need to get something going here. They were shut out in the third period. Dowler picks up the feed from Rundfed, and Wichita comes back on the offense attack.
Next goal will definitely be a key one, Craig. If the Wings score, look out. If the Sockers score, it's going to be tough for Wichita to come back. They'd need 4 goals to win the game at that point.
Terry Nickel feeding Rasmussen. He's pushed from behind, no whistle. And the Sockers pick up the loose ball. Steve Jungle controls, give and go. Here comes San Diego, long pass downfield. Dowler comes out of the net, knocks it upfield, and Rasmussen gets a head on it to save that 3-line pass violation. Terry Nickel, heel kicks it, knocked away by the Sockers as Willen hustles downfield and gives off to number 10, Frank Rasmussen, in the middle to Rasmussen. Shot went wide. He really hurried that shot, Steve. Rasmussen is thrown to the pitch and a whistle call, and quickly the Sockers pick up foul number 1. The guilty party, Brian Quinn.
Frank Rasmussen seeing a lot of playing time in this game. Of course, Jorgen Christensen, one of the Wings midfielders, as is Rasmussen, out with a pulled stomach muscle. Christensen, the great playmaker for the Wings.
Terry Nickel gave it to Rundfed, who was looking for Rasmussen, but Gorsick got his paws on it, and here comes San Diego again in the middle. Game's becoming a bit physical, no doubt, as number 10, Kozdana, feeds it back to Quinn. Now long pass. Here comes a streaking Kevin Crow. Dowler daring, nicks it off the glass. Rasmussen picks up the loose ball, but San Diego intercepts it. Now again, Crow along the board. Looking. Quinn chips it over to Jungle. Willen marking him like his shadow. Now Nickel double teamed number 7. He continues to argue. No whistle. Play on. 13 minutes and 8 ticks to go in this one.
Jungle has yet to score a goal in this game. The league's leading goal scorer.
Gomez controls. Kicks it over to Nickel. Here comes Wichita. 3-on-3. Nickel leads it to Chapman. He's pushed from behind. Chapman lets one fly off the board. Nickel was way off the mark to try to get a rebounded opportunity there. Quinn leaves it for Gorsick.
Twice in his MISL season, Steve Jungle had over 100 goals in a season. Considering the fact that Andy Chapman last year had 53, a Wings record, and second in the MISL, 100 goals in a season is incredible.
Hey, look at this. I mean, is this like delay a game or what?
San Diego Sockers trying to play out a 5-3 lead. They got 12:20 to go, folks. Don't think that strategy is going to work too long, and the fans booing it. They don't like it.
Terry Rowe hustling along the board. Now Jungle and Willen battling. Terry Rowe steps up to steal the ball away. Here comes Wichita. 3-on-3. Chapman slows it up, kicks it back to Cooley. Now over to Willen at the midfield stripe. Tell you one thing about San Diego, they will pressure you all night long. Now Gomez working, feeds it to Willen. Breakaway in the middle of Chapman. 1-on-1, knocked to the pitch. Play on, no call. I can't believe it. Chapman holding his right ankle.
Andy Chapman taken down by Fernando Clavijo. And no call. Chapman does as much holding in there as the defenders do.
Long pass, no whistle there as Whelan tripped up Jungle. Good defensive effort by the Wings. Big guy defender. Now Kevin Cooley feeds it over to Rasmussen. On the pitch is Barry Wallace. High shot off the glass. Chapman trying to control. Schmetzer there to put a foot on it and kick it back to Gorsick. Jungle back on his feet. He let it slip through his legs as Terry Rowe controls for the Wings. So up and down the pitch here the last minute after San Diego tried to kind of kill some time on the clock. A long pass in the corner. Chapman gave up on it. Now Wilrich controls at the red line. Kevin Cooley on him. 11 minutes to play. Fourth period. Wings trail this game by 2 goals.
Wings have done a good job containing Steve Jungle. Only 1 assist on the night, but it's been Segota and Wilrich that have scored the goals.
Well, the guy you talk of, Segota got a breakaway shot, score!
Big goal right there, Craig. Big goal by Bronco Segota for the hat trick. His 30th goal of the season. And he took it all the way. A great goal. He's got great power. He wins the ball along the boards from Barry Wallace and takes it in. Nice little step there and just powers the ball into the high corner of the net. Mike Dowler can cover only so much space. Here you see Segota again. Look at that powerful right foot. Cranks the ball and about tears out the nets. The assist goes to number 25, Gorsick, and we'll be right back with the score. Soccer 6, Wings 3.
10 minutes, 48 seconds to go. The Wings have a big hill to climb. They trail the Sockers by 3. But remember, they came back against the Force Tuesday night and scored 3 sixth attacker goals to send it to overtime. Of course, that game ended in a shootout against the Force, the first ever at the Kansas Coliseum. So the question now, Steve, is what time, if, will Roy Turner go with a 6th attacker to get back in this one? Segota on the breakaway, Wallace marking him. Nice defensive effort by Wallace as he gets that ball. Terry Nickel comes up in a push and shove match, holding. And it's going to go against San Diego, and that's the Sockers' 2nd foul of the 4th period.
Here we see it again. Barry Wallace trying to take the ball down, and see Segota there. He just tries to pull Wallace down. And a good call by the referee.
Long kick, downfield. Gorsick plays it off his chest. Steve, back to the question at hand. Is it too early?
Yes, Roy Turner normally plays with the same unit on the 6th attacker. They practice it in workouts. And he won't pull the 6th attacker till there's about 5 minutes left in the game.
Cha-Cha Namdar controls for the Soccer. Leads it for Segota. Shot. Dowler got a hand on it.
Great save by Mike Dowler on a cannon shot by Bronco Segota.
Segota battling Rundvedt. Loose ball shot. Knocked away by Frank Rasmussen. That ball got a big top spin on it as it rolled downfield. And Gorsick will roll it back into play for San Diego. The crowd on their feet here at the Sports Arena, 9,147 of them tonight, seeing the San Diego Sockers at this moment beating Wichita. There's the save by Dowler, and boy, what a point-blank shot by the Sockers as Dowler came out of it for a great save.
Here come the Wings. Good effort by Kim Rundvedt. Heads the ball out and brings it upfield.
Tony Pesnecker now on the pitch for Wichita. His first appearance. Shot. Gorsick got a hand on it. Now Rasmussen controls, settles it back down. Kicked away by Crow. Now Wilrich leaves it as it rolls upfield. And Dowler comes out on the net to play it over to Kim Rundvedt. Barry Wallace takes a breather.
The Sockers have the killer instinct, and they're trying for another score. Mike Dowler looks like he's trying to signal timeout. And the Wings bench is signaling for it, so they'll play the ball back to Mike Dowler. That's what they'll do. He's calling a timeout.
Don't go away, folks. 8:30 to play. We'll be back in just a minute. .8:30 left in this ball game. Wings trail by 3. Reminder, there's still 1 week left to enter the KSN My Own Little House contest. Now, you could win a $1,500 backyard playhouse just like the Little House on the Prairie. Watch Little House weekday afternoons at 3:30 for more contest details. Roy Turner called timeout with 8:30 to play. Steve Schott, he's down there trying to regenerate some enthusiasm on this team. And you wonder, was it to call timeout to place the 6th attacker in the lineup, and it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
Kim Rundfed taking a sip of water. He's not putting on the goalkeeper's jersey. So it looks like Roy Turner is going to save that for a later time. Incidentally, you don't have to call timeout to pull the goalkeeper. You can make the goalkeeper change during any guaranteed substitution. Normally a team will call timeout because it's tough. Pull that goalkeeper off, get another goalkeeper on during any guaranteed sub. Referees have a limit on that, so most of the time when you see a timeout late in the game like that, a team's down, they will pull their goalkeeper. Not the case tonight. 8:30 left to play. Roy Turner generally saves that strategy for the last 5 minutes of the game. The Wings scored 3 goals with a 6th attacker in the last 5 minutes against Cleveland on Tuesday night.
Long pass by Wallace, intercepted by Gorsick. He just picked up an assist, Steve, on that last goal by Segota.
His 3rd assist of the season. He's got a good arm.
Heel kick, headed away by Wallace. On the pitch for Wichita, Tony P, Pesnecker, Terry Rowe, Barry Wallace, Kevin Cooley, and Andy Chapman. Pesnecker battling hard against Jungle. Rowe now the loose ball. Watch out, Jungle, shot, score!
Steve Jungle gets his goal. With 7:53 remaining, the Sockers have opened up a 7-3 lead. And Tony Pesnecker got double-teamed along the boards there. The ball spat out San Diego's way. And Steve Jungle puts it away. Does he like to score or what? A happy man.
Well, the assist, Steve, went to Bronco Segota. And here on the reverse angle.
He shovels the ball over to Jungle. Jungle fires it past Dollar.
Now the Lord of all indoors, there he is. Steve Jungle, 38 goals, 38 assists. That was goal number 39 on the season. San Diego once more. Shot wide by Segota. 7:25 to play. Wings trail by 4 goals, and they have been held scoreless, Steve, in the second half of play tonight. San Diego working the ball. Jungle. This guy plays all night, doesn't he? Still on the pitch.
I'll bet he's on the field at least 45 minutes out of a 60-minute game.
Plays 2 shifts. Rowe on him. Jungle playing it down on the pitch. Leaves it in the middle. Segota. Dowler out on the net. Nice play by Cooley to help out. And Cooley's hurt. Cooley's ankle twisted underneath him, and he's on the pitch in pain. Kevin Cooley is down as the Wings work the ball back upfield. Timeout as Cooley, definitely, Steve, in the corner, hurting. We're going to check on that. We'll be back. Don't go away. You're looking at team captain Kevin Cooley and Steve Schott. Kevin has had trouble with that ankle for about the last year. I remember he got hurt about a year ago at home, and since then he's just had trouble off and on with that thing. And Al Green came out, sprayed some of that coolant on it to take the sting out of it. And it's hard to say if Kevin Cooley will be back or not. He really shook off some pretty tough pain, it looked like there.
He's walking okay on it.
Want to remind you once again, KSN has the best family night ever planned for Tuesday, February 19th. Mark that one on your calendar at the Kansas Coliseum. The Wings will take on Tacoma that night. Now, in the audience will be the Wings' 1 millionth and 3rd fan. We'll be giving away great prizes that night, including a trip with the Wings to Las Vegas. Watch KSN for Wings family night details. Back to the action. Here comes San Diego. Frank Rasmussen pushing off. Won the ball. Rundved kicks it to Dowler. 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go from this one in San Diego.
Wings will need a little magic if they're going to get back in this game. Down 7-3. Had a great comeback from a 3-0 deficit. But 7-3 with just 6:23 remaining is another story.
Terry Nickel kicks it back to Rundved. Now leaves it for Rasmussen. He's hustling against Schmetzer in the corner. Kicks it up to Willen. He'll come up, try to heel kick it. Played it off the arm of Rasmussen. Close to a handball. No call. Shot! And Gorsick was there with the save.
Good shot by Eric Rasmussen, but Jim Gorsick has not been scored on in his half of play.
Here comes Gene Wilrich looking for more. Marked there by Frank Rasmussen. Nickel came over to help out. Now Cha-Cha Namdar kicks it back to Wilrich. Give and go in the middle. Kicked away by Frank Rasmussen. And the Wings will heat back up again on the offense.
Here we see the replay on Eric Rasmussen's shot and the save by Jim Gorsick. Good hard shot. Gorsick follows the ball all the way. Makes the save look routine, but it was a good one.
Penalties this quarter. Sockers 2, Wichita yet to be whistled with one.
Conference on the field right now. And the San Diego Sockers conferring with the referees. Referees talking to each other. And who knows what's going to happen here. 5:46 left to play in the game. The Wings trailing 7-3. They've never won against the San Diego Sockers. They had a great chance tonight, trailing just 4-3 at halftime, but the Sockers scored on a penalty kick to open at 5-3, and then Segota and Jungle opened up in the fourth quarter with 2 goals. It's a former combination with the New York Arrows. Roy Turner, Western All-Stars. For some reason, the referees are taking a long time to confer here on the field, and we'll try and figure out what's on here as referee Bill Maxwell's conferring with the sideline ref.
Well, Roy's got his head down, Steve, over on the Wings bench. He was pointing to Kevin Cooley. It's hard to say if maybe the Wings were whistled for a timeout because of that, but then again, it's anybody's guess. Bill Maxwell trying to tell Frank Rasmussen just to settle down. We're going to decide this one, and Kim Rundvedt, of course, putting his 2 cents worth in. I want to remind you that the next home game will be against the Pittsburgh Spirit. Make sure you get your tickets early for that game. That's the 15th, next Friday night at the Kansas Coliseum. The last time Pittsburgh did come to town, the Wings won in overtime with a shot off the corner from the foot of Eric Rasmussen. So don't miss the Wings versus the Pittsburgh Spirit. That's next Friday night. The starting time has been changed. It will go 8:05 at the Kansas Coliseum.
Look at that, Roy Turner, whatever Bill Maxwell just said, seems to have something to do with Kevin Cooley and the wearing of the captain's armband, and Roy Turner is angry with referee Bill Maxwell. He doesn't understand, and I apologize, we can't tell what's going on the field there.
Greg Willen wants to get his 2 cents worth in.
I believe talking about an illegal substitution when Greg Willen came on apparently for Kevin Cooley. The conference out on the field, it's eaten up about a minute here. And both teams standing around ready to play as the referees confer and try to make a decision. Let's get on with it, guys.
Bill Maxwell still not through, Steve. He's going to hustle over. Look at Roy. I tell you, he's sweated through that shirt and the coat probably. You know, Roy likes to keep his cool. He takes a lot of pride in showing some discipline on the bench, but you won't see Roy Turner too often blow up like that. Norman Piper, the assistant coach, making this West Coast swing with the team. The officials still talking this thing over, and let's have a huddle, huh? Let's play secrets is what this one is.
Referees convention, bring out the sandwiches, finger sandwiches, and Coca-Cola, guys. Let's take a break. It's been a good game. San Diego just opened it up. 4:12 into the fourth quarter. Bronco Segota from Jim Gorsick really was the key goal. You know, referees had a disagreement, we understand, on the field, and so they're conferring among themselves, and give credit to the referees. Ron Newman having a laugh about it all. One referee calling a legal substitution. The other referee was disagreeing with it.
Well, Bill Maxwell showing some emotion himself. He wants to get this thing started as well. The crowd really getting on him now.
So now they're just going to have a free kick between the 2 teams.
It's like a drop ball or a jump ball, I guess, in basketball. Right. Roy Turner still vocal on this one, yelling some enthusiasm to the crowd. So it's going to be a drop ball at the midfield stripe. 5:46 to play, and San Diego wins it. So after all that, the Sockers get the ball. Cha-Cha Namdar battling along the boards, picked up by Rundvedt. Here comes Wichita. Terry Nickel settles things down, kicks it back to Kim Rundvedt. 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go.
Greg, the Wings really need another goal before they might try pulling their 6th attacker. Not very realistic to score 4 with a 6th attacker.
Kicked up in the air by Kevin Crow, now knocked away by San Diego. Settled down along the boards by Frank Rasmussen. Kim Rundvedt guiding the offense for the Wings. Leaves it for the All-Star. Eric Rasmussen plays it around. Open shot. Watch out. Shot taken just off its mark.
Great moves by Eric Rasmussen. His shot just a little wide.
Willen playing along the corner. The loose ball is going to be run down by Rundvedt. Almost lost it as he kicks it back upfield to Rasmussen along the board. 4 minutes, 51 seconds to play. Rundvedt looking for something, trying to get the Wings back in this one. He let one fly. Cha-Cha Namdar there to kick it away. Now Terry Nickel got a foot on it.
Wings pressuring well. They're working the ball well. They haven't given up on this game, folks. 7-3, they're down with 4:30 left to play. Still showing a lot of heart out there.
This is about the time they call timeout. Watch out, breakaway. Willen comes back to intercept the ball. Oh, Soccer's on the breakaway. I was saying this about the same time Roy Turner called timeout Tuesday night, and he's looking around right now, and I think that's on his mind. Kim Runtven and him are conversing on the bench.
He'll have to wait for a guaranteed substitution if he wants to pull his goalkeeper. He's already used the timeout for this period.
Long pass downfield and a whistle called against San Diego. And that will be the Soccer's 4th foul of the final period. So the Wings, Steve, will get the restart right there at the penalty arc. Quick start. Carson Christensen let one fly. Jungle got a foot on it. Terry Rowe battling Jungle. Terry Rowe hits the pitch and another whistle. And it's going to go against Wichita, their first of the 4th period.
3:58 left to play. San Diego looking for blood.
Tony Pesnecker comes back to help out on defense as Kevin Crow got a weak shot off. Dowler there to roll it back upfield with the big Dane. Now Terry Rowe across the red line. 3 minutes, 43 seconds to play. Runtven already has the goalkeeper's jersey on, Steve. He's ready to come in. Andy Chapman kicks it over to Wallace in the middle. Controls it, settles it in the corner, over to Karsten. Karsten plays it back to Wallace, down the middle of the road. Ball got loose. Gene Wilrich took a flying leap and a whistle called.
I have an explanation on that long delay. One of the referees mistook the substitution, Kevin Cooley and Greg Willen, when Cooley went off with the injury. And he thought it was Willen going off, apparently. And when he saw Willen out there, he thought the Wings had not done the substitution. And he made the call. Then Bill Maxwell had to straighten him out and explain to Roy Turner what went on. So a lot of delay, basically for a little confusion on the referee's part.
Tony Pesnecker let a left-footed shot go. Gorsick with the easy save. Here comes number 20, Bronco Segota. Big night already, looking for more. Terry Rowe with a nice defensive effort as Barry Wallace controls for Wichita. Leaves it for Carson Christensen. Here comes Wichita, 2 on 3. Carson trying to work his way through traffic. Leaves it for Wallace. 2 minutes, 54 seconds to play. Upfield to Chapman. Plays it off the board in the corner. Chapman working. Kicks it back to Rowe. Now Jungle comes in to intercept. Carson Christensen is there. Chapman let one fly, blocked away by San Diego. Now Tony P with a shot. Jungle kicks it down. Phil looking for Gene Wilrich. Pesnecker controls it at the midfield stripe, chips it up the glass. Carson Christensen controls. So the Wings, Steve, all over the place, but can't convert.
2:23 remaining. Wichita will hardly have a chance to pull their goalkeeper here. They need a guaranteed substitution. They're trailing 7-3, and Roy Turner normally likes to close that gap to at least 3 before going to that tactic anyway. And it looks like the San Diego Sockers are going to make their record against the Wings. 5-0 in the regular season, 8-0 counting playoffs. A foul there against Andy Chapman for pushing back. That'll be the 3rd foul on the Wings, so that's even 3-3. Good shot at Jim Gorsick. Had a shutout through the second half. Zoltan Toth gave up all 3 goals by the Wichita Wings.
See, that's a lot to ask for a goalkeeper coming cold off the bench. Scores, shuts out the Wings in the second half. 2 minutes to play. Gorsick, wow, look at that guy's arm. Leads a long pass downfield to Rafael Rutulio. He's knocked to the pitch by Willen and a whistle by Bill Maxwell. The Wings pick up foul number 4 on a quick restart. Here comes San Diego.
Remember, Wichita's next home game is Friday against the Pittsburgh Spirit. They play these same San Diego Sockers on Sunday, a week from this Sunday. Wichita's on the road till Monday. They play Los Angeles, returning home on Tuesday. So it's a very busy schedule this time of year for the Wichita Wings. 1:33 left to play in this game, and San Diego still looking for blood, Greg.
Clavijo feeds it off in the corner to Crow. Now Jungle heel kicked it in the middle. Jungle working hard. This guy has not quit all night. The reason why Stevie scores so many goals is he plays all the time.
He's got to be on the field for at least 45 minutes out of a 60-minute game.
Kicked out of there by San Diego. Jungle working hard. Now the ball free. Rasmussen hustling along the board. Plays it there at the red line. Leaves it for Nickel. He decided not to take it. Rasmussen all over the place. He's knocked to the field and a whistle. That's going to be San Diego's 5th foul with 1:02 to go.
Here you see a replay of the foul. Brian Quinn just bowling over Eric Rasmussen. Eric Rasmussen with a goal already this evening, going for his 13th multiple goal game, but it doesn't look like he'll get it unless he scores in the final minute. 56 seconds left to play in the game.
Well, the Wings season record will now fall to 13-12. Remember, they play again on this West Coast swing. Quick pass to Willrich as he came out of the gate. Willen there to intercept the pass.
The Wings were 13-8 at one point, their best record ever after 21 games. They've had a very tough schedule since then, playing both Baltimore, the Eastern leader, San Diego, the Western leader, the two best teams in the Major Indoor Soccer League.
Willen, I should say run fed, let one fly. Now Jungle breaks away. Partially blocked by Greg Willen as the San Diego makes another run at it with just 19, 18, 17 seconds to play. Clavijo beats Jungle. Marked there by Rasmussen. Shot down with the save. Jungle in disgust looks up in the crowd, thought he should have that one, and folks, this game is history. They're counting it down in San Diego. A long shot taken by Rundbed at the buzzer, hits off the top of the glass. Jim Gorsuch comes in to shut out the Wings in the second half in relief of Zoltan Toth. And that's the story here, folks. The Sockers beat the Wings by a score of 7-3. Steve Shutt and I will be back in just a minute to wrap it up for you. Well, the final tonight from San Diego. The Sockers knock off the Wings by 4 goals, the final 7-3. A quick reminder, tomorrow afternoon, be sure to join Coach Roy Turner and me for the next edition of the Roy Turner Show, coming to you at a special time at 2 o'clock. Roy and I will cover the last several games, including tonight's contest. We'll take a closer look at the Wings general, Terry Nickel. That's the Roy Turner Show tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock right here on KSN. Steve Shutt, what can you say? A guy named Jim Gorsuch comes off the bench in the second half. He shuts down the Wichita Wings offense, and that was about it. The Wings came up empty in the final 30 minutes of play to lose 7-3.
A good first half comeback by the Wings, but the San Diego Sockers play very well at home, and they had a great second half. Incidentally, we're 1 minute away from a final at Las Vegas. The Americans 12, the Cosmos 3. So Las Vegas should move past the Wings into third place. Just a week ago, the Wings were in second place in the West, but they're very close between the Los Angeles Lasers and the Las Vegas Americans. It's a tight battle for second.
Well, it's a reminder once again, Steve, that the Wings will host the Pittsburgh Spirit next Friday night at the Kansas Coliseum. A special kickoff time. It will be at 8:05, so be sure and get your tickets for that contest. Now stay with KSN for the Friday late movie, Get Carter. For Steve Shutt, I'm Craig Bolerjack. Once again, the final score from San Diego, the Sockers 7, the Wings 3. Good night, everybody.